So let's be joined now by a man who won 3 Premier League titles with Sir Alex Ferguson. A very warm welcome to Rene Meulensteen. Hello, Rene.
Hello, Rene.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us, Rene. I don't know if you were listening to the conversation that we were just having there a second ago about the Lewis Dunk red card. What was it for you?
I did listen to it. I have to agree with Ray. That I do think, I only saw the highlights obviously as well, but I do think that initially the yellow card would have been the right one.
Are you making a smoothie or something there, Rene?
No, I've just got a wonderful looking golden retriever here trying to look. He's playing with the thing at the floor, so I'm just going to get him out the door for 1 second.
Yeah, you take your time.
Otherwise he keeps interrupting us.
Amazing. We'll just fill that dead air for a second there. I thought he was making a smoothie, you know, and you just put your things in, you turn it on and it whizzes around. I was like, we're interrupting his morning routine there. Luckily, it's just a dog. Rene will be back with us in just a second. When 3 people in the room, you two, Rene, lots of other people as well, are saying it's not a red card, shouldn't have been overturned, it is a little bit frustrating because actually Brighton started that game off quite well, didn't they?
Ruins the game as well, Laura. I feel that
kills the game.
Yeah, I feel that Brighton probably would have equalised in that game. Manchester United have been conceding goals when they've been 1-0 up. So for me, ruin the game and just don't make sense to me.
Okay, Rene's back in the room without the dog. You there?
Sorry for that interruption.
Don't worry about it. It happens, doesn't it? It happens when you're broadcasting from home. So basically, you were saying that you think yellow card was enough.
Yes, in that case, because Webster was coming across, it wasn't a clear and obvious breakaway from the player. So I can see Graham Potter's point of view that he's done hard done by. I mean, it's getting better. I think the VAR, in terms of the speed of decisions that they're making, they're getting more right than wrong. But still, there are some, because at the end of the day, you come back the clear and obvious ones, and sometimes you really question yourself, why do they get involved? And I think yesterday that was a clear case that he should have not got involved.
What do you make of Manchester United so far? Because they're so inconsistent, aren't they, Rene? I mean, sometimes they play really well in that first half, then second half they're really poor. I think yesterday, first half wasn't very good, but second half they improved. But what do you make of that?
I agree, but it's become almost chronic, Ray, because that inconsistency has been almost since Sir Alex Ferguson left, and you go through all the managers they've gone through, and it's the word that keeps popping up all the time: inconsistency. They've had a few results, against Southampton and Burnley, where they get the draws. They're still very vulnerable at the back. We all know the individual qualities they have to turn games and to decide games. Like yesterday with Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes, they have the individual qualities, to score those goals. But everybody in the beginning, when Ralf Rangnick came in, they're talking about the press and the gegenpress and all that. I think for United, they've lost that sort of dominance they always showed on the ball. The authority, the conviction. We've got the ball. If you look at the possession stats, they're sort of, even at home at Old Trafford, a lot of times around 50-50. Even sometimes there's other opposition who's got more possession than Manchester United. That's part of, in my opinion, the problem. Not keeping the ball by circulating it well, get players in the right positions, and then get the right people in goal-scoring positions.
Rene, do you feel that the fear factor's gone as well? Because the Manchester United teams I played against, that you were coaching at, we were frightened to come and play Manchester United at home or away. We'd be sitting behind the ball. Manchester United have had all the possession. We'd be doubling up on your wingers, just to try and maybe nick a 1-0 or nick a 0-0. But now teams are going to Old Trafford and, they're going toe-to-toe with Manchester United. Yeah,
I agree, Gabby. I mean, I think there's teams now, they set up in a certain way that they're always going to have a go at Manchester United, because they exposed, like Southampton exposed, for instance, they're not tracking back or not reacting quick enough from the forwards, so they bomb the fullbacks on and get in very dangerous areas. So, everybody's got that situation now. Listen, we can get something here. We always used to use that fear factor in our advantage by saying, listen, we're going to start so strong, and every time the opposition is going to look at the scoreboard after 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and if it's still 0-0, they're going to have a sigh of relief. We've got through this so far, but we kept on putting that pressure on as much as we could to get that opening goal and then get a rhythm and basically run the energy out of the legs, and then mistakes will come and will happen, and then you have enough quality to create more chances and score more goals.
Rene, I just wanted to ask you, you know, behind the scenes better than most of us about what it's like at Old Trafford. Gary Neville was speaking after the game at the weekend, actually on Sunday, and he was saying that he knows the identities of the Manchester United stars that are leaking dressing room secrets, called it disgusting. What did you make of that comment? And I suppose in the past, some people have said, look, stuff doesn't normally come out of Old Trafford. Other people have said, it does, it happens in all kind of dressing rooms. Where do you stand on it?
Yeah, it's very hard nowadays to keep everything within the four walls. I think at the time that Ray played and Garvey, it wasn't as much. There was always things, in my opinion, that sort of got leaked to the newspapers. Whatever, under the reign of Sir Alex Ferguson, there was a massive, stability within the club. And yes, things did came out sometimes, but it didn't have any effect on anything that we were doing. Obviously, the media is always out there to create some sort of controversy, to try to unsettle individuals or a team or whatever it is. And if in a place where it's not going as well as they expect to, then you normally get more of those things. And like I said, in the modern day and age with social media, Twitter, Instagram, any other social media platform that you've got, it's so easy to leak things, to get things out, and sometimes this might not even be meant in that sort of way, but it can be interpreted in the wrong way, and then you got another. But it is an issue for sure.
I have to, just before I let you go, mention that I'm working with your daughter again, Peen. So she is, if people don't know, Rene's daughter Peen is a commentator, and we've been working together on the Lionesses game. And we're working together again on Sunday at Carrow Road for the Arnold Clark Cup. And I just wanted to ask you, because you must be very proud, because she's brilliant, I have to say.
Now, she's doing brilliantly well, and she's very meticulous in the way that she goes about it, how she prepares for the games. She's obviously got a lot of knowledge behind her here, not only from me, but my older son, Job, who works for Stockport. He's very well let in all this. But to be able to be at that age and do Premier League commentaries, is fantastic for her. And I hopefully she can carry on doing it.
Absolutely, she is incredible. Thanks for coming on, Rene. Lovely to speak to
Rene.
you.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.